Well, Paul fans, let's review round 22. Port lost by 51 points against the Pies. Game that we all came in expecting bigger and better things. We sort of maybe more of hoped that we'd win more than we thought we'd win. I know it was a tough ask to go over to the MCG to see whether or not, you know, against the Pies we could get the job done. And look, we were in it up into our eyeballs in that third quarter. And then completely different side came out in that last quarter and 1 goal to 7. 7 in a row from the Pies until we kicked one last one with about 10 seconds to go by Sammy Gray. It was, yeah, you can't say much more than the fact that we were just disappointing. Our game style was just to chip it around, find an option whenever we could, and in the end, you know, it just cost us. We don't have the skill base to do that yet. And I know the coaches, board members, everyone will come out and say, well, we're still going to learn from this. It's a challenge and all that shit that comes out of the coaches' mouths and all that. Fugazi, as I'll call it. I think the more the fact is the fact that our mindset is just not there. And you could see it from certain players throughout the day. Bonner was never really there. He never really took the ball on. He was so slow. You know, you look at other players like Motlop who were fantastic. But a split second, a split decision to, you know, give away a 50 like that, which, mind you, was not really a 50. I think more to the fact is, you know, to have that split second where you just don't think, it costs you. And it seemed like not only did he switch off for a second, the rest of the group did, and you know, you just didn't have players stand up in the big moments. I mean, he was good all day. Boak was fantastic as a captain. Kicked a couple of crucial goals. He was fierce in the contest, and he just took the game on. He was really switched on. Paddy Ryder down forward was a great move at the start. He kicked 3 goals, and Robbie Gray was getting into the game and trying to get up in the midfield a bit. I feel like he could have played forward a bit more. And again, you know, some occasions we took the game on and actually looked good going forward. But then there was other times we should switch back to that mentality of just bombing it in and hoping for the best. The fact that our defence just couldn't handle the Collingwood pressure. They kept coming, and in the end, you know, it just blew out. You know, Jonas was done easily on De Goey. Dougal Howard struggled. Tomsch is just, he looks like he's just lost a yard or two. And I think it's tough to really put a pinpoint exactly what the problem was. And I know I look at the things a bit more positively than others, and I will take that, you know, in my stride, and that's just who I am. But the fact is, you can't put a positive spin on the fact the way we played in the last quarter was purely pathetic. It was no heart. It was like Ken Hinkley came out last week and said, we'll keep coming. We'll have a go. There was no go in that last quarter. It was like watching replays and replays of Collingwood goals, because that's just how it panned out. And, you know, players like Pendlebury got off the mark in the last quarter. Cox ended up getting the ball in hand. Stevenson was good. You know, players like Sidebottom got off the leash, and DBJ did an alright job in the first half, but once they start to get a bit of the ball, they start to get hungry for it, and they keep going. And, you know, I think I'm doing this purely based on just watching the game. Everyone saw the game. Everyone's watched it. Everyone knows how it panned out. So you look at it more from a supporter's point of view. We're sitting there, you know, halfway through that third quarter. We're 4 points down. You know, we've kicked 2 goals. We've got the raw end of the stick here because we're playing good footy, and we're starting to get ball in hand. Players like Ollie Wines, Brad Ebert were getting, you know, good possession. Polak was starting to stand up. Lena was okay again, and in the end, you know, even Houston is, after having a concussion, fantastic, you know. And then you just get that split second of the Motlop incident, and then players start turning the ball over. Houston kicking out and misses his target by 10 metres. Pittard can't hit a target. You know, Jonas at one stage couldn't hit a target. And then, you know, that quick option, we had a chance on the wing where Boak had the ball to quickly go. And in the end, he stalled because he didn't take that quick possession to get the ball and keep going, and then he slowed it up, and then we ended up turning it over. There's a few players that I need to pinpoint here that just were not up to standard today. I'll excuse Ryder with his injury. Maybe, we should have played Frampton, but, he kicked 3 goals and he was crucial down forward at stages. Farrell wasn't very good last week against the Eagles, kicked a goal, so maybe he deserved to keep his spot, but now, that youngness, that immaturity, the way he was playing was just, he's not ready yet. And then you look at Johnson, he doesn't tackle, he doesn't put enough pressure on the ball carrier, and he's very clumsy. Now, we said this last year, and that's probably something he had to improve on, and he just didn't work out for him that way. Again, he's just a player that needs to improve again. I look at players like Watts, and he kicked a goal early, and he was really standing up, he was getting the ball, and then in the end, he just faded away, and he had that slight injury niggle. But he's just, again, he's clumsy. I mean, he wasn't making split-second decisions. That time in the fourth quarter, that we were just, Collingwood getting wriggled on with 26 points down, and he took a mark inside the square, and he handballed to Wingard. And the ball went over the top of the man on the mark, and Wingard had to wait for the ball. And by the time he got it, it was tackled by Maynard. And then in the end, we ended up scrambling around, and Collingwood ended up kicking a goal from it because we were just so slow at making decisions. And you look at the coaches and you think, okay, what can they do? What can they do from here? What's a change in mindset that we can make the players reinvigorate their game style and just, go quicker? I know we don't blame so much. A lot of people blame Kenny because maybe it's a cheap excuse, and the last 4 years say we should blame him. And look, I don't disagree with that because there's been nothing improvement. What I will say is the fact that with Kenny, I feel like he doesn't have a support system around him. And, maybe Nick's going, Greaves going, getting new coaches in, a different, fresh mindset, Bassett, maybe going into that senior assistant role. Just a reshuffle of the coaches, a reshuffle in the group. And just try exploit your weaknesses so you can improve on them, because at the moment, all we're doing is exploiting more weaknesses and less strengths are showing. Port Adelaide this year were a glimpse team. There was glimpses of brilliance, but they were overshadowed by, more moments of they were overshadowed by clumsy mistakes, poor skills, overuse of the ball, and not taking opportunities. It's a different outfit this year. I really thought we had a good team. And we do have a good team. We have good players on our list. But at the moment, that's all they are. They're not a team. They're good players. And what will make them a great team and great players is when they sit down and have a hard look at themselves, the board, coaches, players, all in one room, and they just sit there and think, what went wrong? And if they can come up with a certain answer, because at the moment, us fans don't know the answer. Maybe they don't even know the answer. But a discussion needs to be had about this football club with these players and coaches. And we just need to take it as it is and move on into next year. Because at the moment, playing finals is probably not a priority. And look, I think, at least from a football club's point of view, to us fans who have stuck by them, even, this year's been more frustrating than last year. We need to, as a club, pay our members a decent amount of respect next week. Come out against Essendon. Finals or no finals. Win that damn game. Show, you know what? Okay, we're not playing finals. We're just going to go at it. 4 quarters. And a lot of fans right now, you'll be watching me and saying it's not going to happen. But you know what? It might not happen. But it needs to happen. Because otherwise, all of us as fans are going to come out next week. What of you will come out next week and be like, what are we coming to watch? And at the moment, I hope to God it's just a win. And if results fall our way, great. If not, next year we move on. I know this wasn't so much of a review of the game, more of just a discussion as such. A little bit more of a rant, a disappointment, and a fair play to Collingwood. I mean, they were fantastic on the day, and I'm not going to shy away from that. But it's not so much more of a lesser review, more of an overhaul of just disappointment. But look, continue on, support your team. Thank you very much for watching, Port fans. My name's Anthony, as usual. Campe.